after the body cam footage, which 2 weeks, folks, allegedly, gonna be tough. Did you see him today? He was sleeping on his show.
He's blue.
Did you see?
He's blue. Was he sleeping?
He fell asleep.
I saw that he's blue now.
Wait,
the motherfucker's gone blue. He's dying. Rekieta is dying.
I need to see where is someone posted a tweet. I couldn't find it.
He's a Smurf.
Fuck. Where the fuck? Does anyone have
Smurf
I
Max, buddy?
I have Stream Watch. Did it. Watch. This is what. Are you ready, Ash? This is
I don't
the
know
level.
if I'll ever be ready for this shit. Are you sharing it to me here?
Yep, there we go.
I don't know if I have the audio or not, but we'll see here in a second.
Those numbers just
there we go.
come right out, correct? As they're stated.
No, stop! He's hypoxic! Oh no! I guess the modafinil isn't working, huh? He's really become Ralph.
Yes,
he's doing Ralph's all the classics. He went from Rage Twig to Sleep Pig. Now he's buddy.
He needs sunglasses now.
In these columns,
that's the next
Ralph
thing he needs. He needs the fucking sunglasses.
He may as well. I mean, it couldn't make him any more of a nerd than he is already, buddy. Oh fuck. I don't know. I don't think Rekieta's long for this earth, buddy, because he's going fucking blue. His fingers and his fingernails are all fucking blue and shit. This is from Third World Aristocrat, one of the most renowned and decorated posters in Kiwi Farms history. You can tell by the tag that says "True and Honest Fan."
No, yeah, he makes great edits, by the way.
But, yeah, he makes the best edits of all time.
But
here he is. Holy, these.
So this is a poisoning called. Hang on.
Is it
hypoxia? Hypoxia, and it's from using nitrous. And this is not a Photoshop picture.
What happens is, as you use nitrous, it deprives you of oxygen. And if you're too chronic with the nitrous usage, your blood doesn't have enough oxygen in it. So your extremities start turning fucking blue. Zoom in on his hand.
It's scary, man. It
looks so scary. It's like something from a horror movie. It's like this withered, dying hand. Completely zombified, ghoulish, almost like a necrotized flesh situation. He could lose his fingers. He could end up dying.
Heart attack, stroke risk. There's a lot of problems.
It's like he has 5 of Papa's rings on at the same time. It's that same level of curse.
Oh my God.
He's blue.
Do we have the video of him with his blue fingers? Probably
I don't know.
Last. Yeah.
So big revelation yesterday. Rekieta tweets out that he never wanted to leave the mother of his kids. Keanu just felt him. And I don't know why he tempts fate like this. He must know that there are receipts that can felt him.
Yeah.
But Keanu goes, you lie to literally everyone in your life. It's really sad. So this is a text message from April to Keanu. Rekieta very much makes it clear to me that he intends and wants to be with me, but he doesn't know how to end his marriage.
Ooh.
Number 1, until the case wraps up for the kids. And number 2, he was wanting her to tell him she realizes she doesn't love him anymore in some explicit manner, so he can just hear her say it and feel okay moving on.
Okay, Nick.
Sick manipulation and gaslighting of every single person in his life. Mm-hmm. He was lying then, he's lying now, and he's still doubling down on all of his lies, even as he gets exposed at every turn. It's so pathetic.
That's crazy, dude. This is actually a nuts. Oh, no.
Well, after that, Rekieta Law blocked Keanu, rather. Well, I've got blacked on the mind today. I mean, who can blame me?
A lot of
half of the show has been about black penis today. Keanu was blocked by Rekieta. She goes, it's like I've been put in the side house with no Wi-Fi. I love she's calling it the side house.
Oh my god.
The side house,
That's
buddy.
funny. That's funny.
All right, now here we have a big-time Rekieta cope about Johnny Depp doing drugs next to his daughter.
This is actually fucked.
Nick, why is everyone so interested in your personal life? Drama seekers all.
Well, because it's the internet, you fucking retard. You're a public figure. Lolcows. Like,
no, it's because Rekieta's lying about his personal life constantly while dangling details over people's heads. And people just want to expose him and get to the truth.
can you believe
That's
it?
the whole thing. This all started because Rekieta kept talking about his personal life. When Rekieta first started streaming, he made a pledge and a promise to never show his wife on stream, to never even say his wife's name, because he didn't want to involve his private life and his family in his streaming. And then over time, that degraded and degraded and degraded to finally we've reached the point now where he's screaming the house down about his mistresses and his drug addictions while his kids and wife are in the other room. That's where we're at now.
By the way, are we supposed to not remember that his job used to be, I say used to be because it was actually a job where he would stream other people's personal cases?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder why people care about people's personal. It's entertainment. It's a form of entertainment and has been for a year, years and years and years.
He's doxing his nanny that would babysit his kids. You know, it all really started to go downhill in an irreversible way with hedonism too, where he just couldn't help himself but post stuff from hedonism too, like breadcrumbs for people to find out. It was very sick. Like, the guy has a sickness, and the chickens are all coming home to roost now at this point.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right, let's keep going.
I don't know.
I don't know. Why wouldn't you know?
He's on drugs.
You're an internet
bro.
e-celeb.
Look at the bags under his eyes. This guy's trying to tell us that he's sober. Does that look like a sober person?
No, he's died. Let's see his fingers here.
It's like he's been demonically possessed.
Bro, can you believe people care about my... Yeah, I believe anything on the internet. People care about people's personal shit.
Johnny Depp sat on the stand and talked about doing MDMA and other drugs, and I believe with his minor daughter around
Okay. By the way, you believe?
That's not a good thing.
That's bad.
He doesn't even remember the trial that made him the most famous and successful he's ever. He doesn't even remember. But the takeaway from that is not to go, well, then I can do the same thing. That's not the takeaway there, Rekieta.
You're telling me that you covered Johnny Depp doing drugs next to his child, and you're wondering why people are covering your story?
I know, right?
Oh,
but it's rules for thee and not for me.
But Jack Sparrow does it.
The whole thing is he's not being forced to testify on the stand. All he has to do is just shut his mouth about this stuff.
Yeah.
But then he's like, but it's my life and I have to. No, you don't have to. You're only making things worse. But it's because you're petty and you're trying to hurt other people as some twisted form of revenge, when in reality, all you're doing is hurting yourself and your kids and your wife, man.
I guess you could just wave.
Hang on, I'm just looking. No, it's not.
Right next to it.
Why even bring that up? He's obviously wet-brained and demented. Because why would you bring that up? Look at him. He's high. He's sad. He's miserable. Look at him, man.
This is
destroyed.
Crazy.
He's destroyed.
If I remember right, maybe I'm crazy.
You are.
Yes, you are
insane. You're brain dead, dude.
I remember Johnny Depp testifying about MDMA. I'm pretty sure I remember him testifying about having it in the car with him.
Is this like his preemptive cope for doing drugs in the car and driving his kids around under the influence? Is that where we're at now, bro?
And by the way, sir, you are not Johnny Depp.
Bro, look at him there. Like the look of like sadness, this 1,000-yard stare in his eyes. Motherfucker looks like he just saw his dog get butchered in front of him or something.
Oh, his eye here on the right looks very sad. It's like a fucking a 1930s fucking painting
with her.
But this is
okay.
This
fuck
is
him then for doing that. Like
really the root of the problem, though, isn't it? Is these delusions of grandeur and this narcissism. Rekieta believes that he's on the same level as Johnny Depp, that he's this special class of super talented celebrity person who should be able to get away with giving his kids drugs and should be able to get away with doing drugs in the car and driving under the influence because he's just such a special, powerful boy, right? Like that's what he actually believes. He believes there's certain classes of people that should never be held accountable for any behavior that they do because of their artistic or intellectual contribution to the world. And he genuinely believes he's on the same level as Johnny Depp. And this is how he justifies it to himself, which is sick. It's very sick and delusional, twisted.
Look at this, by the way. You have Johnny Depp looking at him in the background going, Nick.
Keep my name out of your mouth,
Keep
buddy.
my goddamn name.
You're on Jack Sparrow. I know. I'm trying to be.
So somebody said...
Fuck it, that was good.
Somebody said, by the way, that those two paintings behind him, the Johnny Depp painting represents who he used to be, which is this high-level law tuber streamer at the height of success. And the Joker picture represents what he is now. Nothing but a mentally ill clown.
Yeah.
And the cat
represents his old audience.
The cat represents his tortured and abused family and audience that are now disappointed in his behavior.
Going, what the fuck?
I know it doesn't make it okay, but nobody gives a shit. 99%.
Whoa. Wait, no one gives a shit. What the fuck are you talking about?
Say at the beginning that you didn't understand why everybody cared, but now you're saying that nobody gives a shit. Isn't that kind of a contradiction? And obviously a lot of people do care. I don't know. Like, this is a weird mentality that this guy has. I don't know if he realizes this, but not everybody is like a libertine, amoral douchebag. Most people actually care about the welfare of children and the welfare of society at large. I don't know what to tell you. When people hear that a child that's 9 years old tested 10 times the cutoff for cocaine, people's blood go fucking hot and they want to beat the fuck out of the person responsible. That's the normal reaction, not this LA libertine Dick Masterson gospel. Why do you even care? It's not your kid. That's not normal.
But also, it's not just that, Ashton. It's the audience he courted this entire time was about family values.
That's the thing. He
about
built
this.
his audience
Yes.
as a father.
But also, you're a law tuber going after
Yes.
people with crimes and criminals, and then you became a criminal. Like, why do people care? Because everything you represented, the audience that you gained, was against everything. And being a cock, remember? He had that big thing with, what's his name? Jack Murphy.
And I'm really surprised nobody has gone back and cut that stuff up and thrown it back in his face. Surprising.
Exactly. You know what? That's actually a great edit idea, to be honest.
% of the time, especially when the kids are okay. And I don't know how else to tell you guys. My kids are just fine.
They're just fine.
I don't think that's the case. I mean, Aaron claims that he spoke to a firsthand source that says that your kids aren't okay.
Ooh.
Now, whether Aaron's telling the truth or not about the sleepover, I have no fucking idea. But I kind of think that I know for a fact your children know everything that went down, bro. Because everybody knows. It's all over the internet. It's all over your local papers and news. It's everywhere. Everybody in the town knows what went down. And you're screaming in the other room all of the greasy shit that went down to Keanu the other day. So to try and say that your kids haven't been traumatized or negatively affected in any way by any of this, especially when your 9-year-old tested 10 times the cutoff for cocaine, bro, come on. Stop. And it just doesn't help him. It doesn't help him to say this shit. It doesn't help him to relitigate it over and over and over again. Just say your piece and move on. You're not going to convince everybody. You're not really convincing fucking anybody, to be honest. People that want to hear your legal analysis don't want to hear this shit, bro. But he won't listen. He's so prideful.
Also, the eldest kid, the 17-year-old, he told all his sisters. He went, listen, sisters, there's going to be a lot of bad things coming up about Dad. And he told them. Like, you know what I mean? Where you think the kids didn't, like the older kid didn't tell all the youngest kids and went, listen, we're going to have to deal with this. Come on.
The thing is, Rekieta, just because you can gaslight April doesn't mean you can gaslight the rest of us.
No.
The rest of us have functioning brains, okay?
Because there wasn't actually some sort of exposure. My daughter did not do cocaine. To think that she sat around doing cocaine.
No, nobody's saying that.
No one's saying that.
Nobody's saying that your daughter was going out and getting drugs on her own and sitting in her room snorting lines of cocaine. It's such a straw man argument. People are saying one of two things. Either you were so fucked out of your mind on drugs and alcohol, and everybody in the house was, that the kid accidentally got into the coke. Or two, that you were so insane and delusional with some of your strange fringe medical opinions that you thought you could treat your daughter's ADHD with cocaine, like what Aaron was saying, how you told him that cocaine was medicinal, and in certain doses it can help with stress and all these disorders and shit like that, and you dosed her with it to try and help her, okay? That's what people are saying. Not whatever you're trying to say here, bro.
Cocaine
either way,
literally fucking.
Either way, Rekieta, you can't make the test go away. She tested positive, they retested her, and she tested positive again. You can't just hand wave it away, bro. It happened.
And now, by the way, we're supposed to believe that he's a changed man. Hasn't apologized, hasn't, fucking tried to have any form of redemption, and is doing whippets in between his fucking things, like on drugs. He's still on drugs.
He doesn't think he did anything wrong.
Yeah.
That's the genuine truth.
He thinks that we're all wrong for caring.
Yeah. That's what he thinks.
Fucking crazy. Like, that's nuts. And to think that the county would not pick up on that.
Well, they did.
Have no problem returning our.
Well, Rekieta, look at your lying. Look at the way his eyes are. Look at his body language. This is a liar. Anybody who even played LA Noire knows that this is a lie. Rekieta, it took over 200 days. The typical investigation CPS case takes 45 days. Your situation wasn't that your kids were immediately returned to you because the county didn't take this situation credibly. Your situation was they did take this very credibly, and that's why for over 2 months, your kids were taken away from you. 2 months, not 2 days, not 2 weeks, 2 months you weren't able to have your fucking kids, bro. So don't try and say, the county immediately saw that this was bullshit. And the reason why the child endangerment charge got dropped was because you begged and pleaded on your fucking knees in your plea deal for it to be dropped or you wouldn't fucking plead guilty. Let's be real. That's what it was. Stop trying to bullshit all of us. It's not working.
By the way, when they were making LA Noire, they'd be able to use this footage as like the, like the concept video to make the lie system. That's how much of a liar he looks like here.
Children to us.
I want to ask you, When has he told the truth recently? I can't remember a single truth he has said recently.
They were back in our care in 2 months.
Okay, that's true because
Yeah, it was 2 months, but that's a lot longer than most CPS
Yeah.
situations, Rekieta.
yeah.
I mean, our case is closed in 6. They were back in our care in 2.
That's
This
not
is not a
typical,
case.
Rekieta.
No,
That's not
yeah.
typical. That's a lot longer than the average case.
Oh, it's
For the
just
way I
2
understand-
months. Just 2 months.
Where the county had any thought that our children were ingesting drugs in any way.
By the way,
But they obviously did, bro. Look at the lie on your face. We can tell. Their daughter tested positive, bro. Who do you think you're fooling?
the bags under his eyes. By the way, if you watch like a crystal clear picture or video of him, his nose is just fucking Rudolph. His hair's messy. His ears are sagging. Like this guy's this is how you die on drugs. And his motions, his demeanor is just all cracked out.
So if that's your hang up, good news. You can even think that it happened. I don't care. It doesn't
What?
matter.
Well, that's
Well, no,
crazy.
It obviously does matter. Look on your face, man. It really does matter to you. And that's why you keep arguing it, because it does matter. It does matter if your 9-year-old was testing positive for cocaine. And to deny that it matters is insane, bro. At that point, you may as well just admit it if it doesn't matter.
There. Look.
I don't
at
care.
that.
That's why I'm seething.
This is a fucking wow. Brutal.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. What path you choose. Just know my kids are really healthy, and that's great. That's what everybody should be fucking happy about.
Okay.
Whoa, he keeps looking down and away. It's so obvious that he's lying.
Oh,
Come
man.
on, man.
That my decisions didn't turn out worse for them is good. I don't know why
Okay, listen.
It still
Your
turned out
decisions
bad.
did
I mean,
not
well,
make them. It didn't make it.
I'm glad they're not dead.
That's
you
the
know?
plus. They're not dead right now. Okay.
They were starving and stinking and apparently being fed booze by the nanny and apparently, tested positive for cocaine. And, then he's talking about people from the county may have done something that would make people really angry, implying that one of his kids was touched by a member of the county. And it's whoa, man. What's next? What's next? Obviously, the kids did get fucked over really badly, bro.
everybody wants it to be worse than it was.
No!
I don't.
At this point, what the fuck are you talking about,
They
man?
want my kids dead. No, you almost got them into a fucking.
Oh my god.
Imagine, by the way, really, imagine this, chat. Imagine he wasn't caught when he was. Imagine what may have happened.
Probably. He'd be dead.
He'd be dead, and the kids might be fucking really dead too. Holy shit, bro. Come on.
Josh goes, literally no one wants to see his kids in the footage, wants his kids hurt, or thinks about his kids at all. Using his kids as shields is so gay. Well, that's what he does with everything, though. It's all so gay. And it's all so tiresome, and I just want it to be over with. But every single day, this guy keeps saying the most foolish and stupid shit and just rapidly deteriorating before our eyes. And we started this thing out last year, and we're going to see it through to the end, at least to this body cam footage. And then that might be the point to finally go, look, stick a fork in this shit. It's fucking done. But he's probably going to spiral beyond that even and probably end up in jail. I'm not kidding. I really think that's where this is going. And he's blue. He's blue. He's got hypoxia, for fuck's sake. This is crazy.
Says behind in the show, my daughter is friends with Nick's daughter. She spent the night last.
Okay, wait.
This is some weird shit though, isn't it? Like what? Like where does this stop? We've got people like going, listen, my daughter had a sleepover with Nick's. Like these guys, this is such a bad L for everybody involved in this shit.
Yeah.
They really all should move on from this, but they're not going to. They're going to continue destroying their lives. It's quite something to watch.
Is this true or real? I mean, this might be fake.
I honestly, it may just be fan fiction, but Aaron's going to take it as the gospel truth. All right, let's bring it back to the beginning.
Right. Kids show, my daughter is friends with Nick's daughter. She spent the night last week. Nick's kids were for sure affected by Nick's actions. Yeah,
Yep, totally real. Can't be made up. Yep, no, definitely.
I can understand why he'd be in denial of that. I mean, it's a traumatic thing to have to think about, but you got to face it at some point. You got to face it at some point.
I know it doesn't make it okay, but nobody gives a shit 99% of the time, especially.
Everybody gives a shit when somebody gets arrested when they have 5 children and they've got enough cocaine to kill a horse. That everybody cares about that. When they see a news story of just a nobody.
Every clip with Johnny, he is completely silent.
He's worthless.
Like, Johnny, stand up and say something.
Just couldn't find a horse.
Along for the ride.
Rolling along.
People have a news story about a nobody who gets arrested and they have kids and they have drugs. Their immediate impulse, they go, oh, fuck that guy. He's a piece of shit. That asshole. Blah, blah, blah. So, Nick, people care about this kind of stuff. And then you are the classic example of the more you lie and the more you fight, the worse it's going to get.
Yes.
Yeah.
When the kids are okay. And I don't know how else to tell you guys. My kids are just fine.
I press X to doubt. You're not going to know until years from now. Although there are a lot of kids who grow up with piece of shit dads.
Mm-hmm.
And they grow up like pretty well because they like see their parents as drug addicts and they see them fuck up and they want to be the complete opposite of
Happened.
that.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm raising one right now.
I mean, that really is the only value that Rekieta has to this world at this point, and is an example of what not to do. It's like a warning. It's like a cautionary tale. You don't want to end up like this, so don't do drugs.
No.
Jesus.
Because there wasn't actually some sort of exposure. My daughter did not do cocaine.
10 times the cutoff. And don't try to act like the dropping of the child endangerment charge had anything to do with it, because you said yourself the child endangerment charge predated the positive test. Nick, the average CPS case wraps up in 45 days. Yours took 6 months.
Whoa.
It's because of the positive cocaine test. The state believed it. CPS believed it. Why? Because those hair follicle tests are the gospel that we base these things on. You're tested multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And it came back each time 10 times the cutoff for the metabolites for cocaine. None of the other kids tested positive.
Right. There were no false positives anywhere else.
So no, Nick. Nobody but you believes.
Great addition by Johnny.
Bring it up. Another dub for the top. I mean, this is honestly the first time, though, that I've watched an Aaron clip, and I was like, oh, he's actually doing okay.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's good.
I mean, this is such a slam dunk situation where it's like, how could he really lose? Other than the fact, of course, that he was there for pretty much this whole thing and didn't really do fuck all to stop it. And he got completely cuckolded, but...
Dream Catalog in chat says, who is the Make-A-Wish looking motherfucker on the bottom right?
All right. Do we want to move on from this? Let's fucking move on from this.
Before we make Johnny cry. We're so hard on him.
So, big news here. Montegraph has a new lawyer to represent him against Rekieta. Some might recognize the name Mr. Matthew Harden Esquire, who is also Joshua Connor Moon and the Kiwi Farms lawyer. So Rekieta, suffer Rekieta, you're gonna be battling with Mr. Harden now, bitch.
For slander, right?
Yeah.
It's for slander. He called him a pedophile. And Montegraph, how long has this case been going on? 3 years?
It's been dragging on for years now. It's probably going to be another fucking year before we see the resolution of this. Then Rekieta says, am I a trust fund baby or trailer trash? I can't remember anymore.
Both.
Well, why not? Exactly. Why not both? To quote the old El Paso commercial, why not both, my friend? And then he says he clearly chose his wife in November, which it's like, so it was up in the air? You were considering choosing April or what? Okay.
It's the train spotting, like choose April. choose drugs.
And he says, I didn't want to leave. Come on, you fucking wanted to leave, man. He wanted to be with
I thought she was about to divorce me.
Instead, she asked me to stay and fix things, so I did. I don't think you fixed it, bro.
Things. Get the fuck out of here.
I think he's lying. All right, now here we have some interesting insight into Rekieta's relationship, I don't know what you call it, with Drexel, and why Drexel wants nothing to do with Rekieta.
By the way, what is this micro peen counter?
I don't
Someone
know.
tell me.
I saw it get up to 26 today.
Is this donos? Like, what is it? Someone help me out here? It's for Kurt. Okay.
Right.
Whatever happened to drag?
By the way, Kurt has now surpassed Rekieta in terms of viewership and
4K viewers.
Oh, suffer Rekieta.
I don't think he likes.
And by the way, when Rekieta shits on Kurt doesn't even mention Rekieta.
No.
It's like, why?
By the way, we got Don Ultra for 420 saying, Whipketa's situation is sick and gay. However, it is funny and a little weird. Or whatever. Chuckle and sip.
Based.
That's the shitty thing about making some choices that people disagree with.
What a way to phrase it. Choices that people disagree with. Shouldn't you also disagree with the choices and feel remorse for them? Or
it's like
that's not factoring.
Oh my gosh.
They get to make their choices about other people. So
it's a hell of a way to phrase your daughter being on cocaine at 9. These were some poor choices. It's a hell of a way to phrase getting arrested with 26 grams.
And having orgies in the house and your house being a hoarder house. Like, come on.
Of way to put letting Aaron Imholte come in your wife and the mother of your kids.
Come on, guys.
Whoa, buddy.
Look, even if there wasn't the daughter on cocaine bit, you were still like 27 grams and it's on the table.
Honestly, the whole polycule is even worse than the drugs, in my opinion. It is sickening. Holy shit.
Yeah.
No, though, like I would like to talk to him at least. He never
Drexel.
I talked to him once in the past 2 years, I think.
What?
So kind of hard to
I don't
gauge.
know, like,
He doesn't like hard to gauge.
What?
I'll gauge it for you. He hates you. He thinks you're a fucking freak and a loser and a bum.
I think.
And this is Drexel, the sex past fucking freak motherfucker. Like
the stepdaughter. He had a stepdaughter that he took to Disney World, and then when she turned of age, he started fucking the stepdaughter and taking her to BDSM clubs when he acted as a father figure to her and was dating her mom. That's Drexel. And that's part of why Drexel fucked off and nobody's heard of him, is because he was getting pressed really hard about that. And then the whole Rekieta house of cards came down, so he had to get the fuck out of Dodge.
I think he believes something that is really wrong, and it's really dumb, in my opinion, because he could literally come just ask. I think he...
No, you really think he believes he'd tell the truth?
Ask. But Rekieta hasn't said the truth in years.
He believes that I gave my daughter cocaine. He could just come ask her.
So if
Like-
Drexel, one of your best friends and confidants, who would regularly go over to your house and who left his baldo on your bedside table,
Used.
which is his used baldo on your bedside table, thus implying he was, dipping his baldo in lady rackets like Aaron was, which is not even a stretch to believe that at this point. If he thinks that you dosed your daughter with coke, then who wouldn't? That's like your most loyal soldier who's saying he believes it. So why should any of us believe you?
Imagine getting a random black dude to come ask your 9-year-old daughter if she did coke.
I don't know.
That's
It's
kind
pretty
of nuts,
crazy
huh?
to me.
She knows him.
Most people don't encounter such situations as these. These are the poor choices that Rekieta's talking about, choices that we disagreed with.
She's talked to him 1,000 times. So he could just come ask. And she'd tell him, no, like, that's insane. So he can ask all the kids. I don't care.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Ask all your kids if they are doing coke? Please, buddy, stop. Turn it down.
Man, just shut up about all this stuff.
I know what they'd tell him. I know what they told. Same thing they told the county. They've never seen or done or been exposed to drugs in any way. Yeah, Mephisto, I know. He's not going to.
Mephisto.
I've been through this with Drex before.
Your top donator is
What do you mean?
Mephisto.
What do you mean you've been through this with Drexel before? Was there another time that your daughter tested positive for coke and Drexel left and was like, what the fuck?
Well, I bet you it was not that exact situation, but I bet you it was like a situation that Rekieta was super high and said or did something fucking insane. And Drex was like, listen, you're too much for me, bud. You're too much for me. And this was like the fucking,
Maybe the reason he wants Drexel back so bad is that's one of Kayla's conditions of staying is she wants her black bull back.
Yep. He
on her
wants the
through while she's
big
watching Star
BBs.
Trek.
Yep.
It could be. Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there-
Again, another mention of a black cock on the show today.
Yeah.
there's some
Bring it up. Black cocked up.
That's like,
Bring
what,
it up.
7, I guess?
there's some
Black cock
misunderstanding.
down.
It's today's theme of the show.
I
The
guess
word of the day is black cock.
I keep seeing it with with my case, particularly with my daughter. People keep saying that the child endangerment charge was
Is
dropped.
this all his show is? This is all his show for like 2 years. Been like this.
Bro, he never think to himself, shit, this is pretty depressing and sad. It's just like, whoa, buddy.
Oh my god. It feels like it's been only 1 year, but it feels like fucking 2
man.
years of this holy child. Have you ever seen some one person say the words child endangerment so much?
Welcome to the Cope Show, the show where I cope.
dropped because of the plea agreement and nothing else,
What was?
which is not true. The state wasn't interested in pursuing the child endangerment charge.
We got actual F slur for 10 subs.
Let's go 90 away from the post show. Let's fucking go.
Here's Copey. Okay.
Sheesh, big support.
They that was the first thing they said. We're dropping child endangerment and the gun charge in the plea negotiations. That was they're like, we'll get rid of those. No worries. It's like, all right,
Really?
thanks.
I don't believe him.
And that was because they really didn't have a way to put the guns
No, what he
in the
this is
same place
crazy.
as
No, they did, Rekieta. They did. Because the guns were in the room with the cocaine, bro. What are you talking about? They could have fucking pressed you for that. Of course they could. They had no way of putting the guns that were in the same room in the same house as the cocaine. They had no way of placing it there, other than the fact, they found it there, and there's body cam footage of them finding it there, but, there's no way of proving that. Right?
I wonder if Sean's laughing at this. That's the unusual one. Probably. Come on. Calling this Kopi and Anthony?
It's the drugs. And same thing with the children, because they had drugs in a safe in a back room, and they didn't have anything else by them. No kids and no guns. They
By
didn't
the
have
way,
any information.
By the way, the coke wasn't just in the safe. The coke was on April's credit cards. There were snort tubes with coke residue. There was cocaine on the bedside fucking table. Like, Rekieta, you're so fucking full of shit. We've read the police report. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The body cam's coming out.
And the drugs were in the child as well.
On how to do that or whatever. So that, they dropped those charges.
I know. Card
as far
counter
as
on
the
Clay with a good point. It's crazy how they had nothing on him. But Nick pled guilty, and he got the maximum probation available.
People are like, oh, well, they only dropped the charges on the test because
I'm not.
We were never charged based on the positive test.
Okay.
The positive test is not part of
wait,
the
wait. If you weren't charged on the positive test, then how can you use that charge being dropped as proof that they didn't consider the test credible? You can't have it both ways, Rekieta. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Endangerment charge. At the time we were charged, they didn't know. They ordered the test, but they did not know the results of the test.
By the way,
for
he's admitted there also that there was a positive test, because there was a positive test.
About 10 days, something like that. So we were never charged for it at all. It was never pursued in any capacity. So it was never, it wasn't dismissed out by a plea deal or some plea agreement or anything like that. They didn't bring it up ever. So there's some misunderstandings that people have around that. The state didn't believe that we gave my daughter cocaine. I don't.
Oh my god! I'm gonna actually.
Well, they obviously did. Let's move on.
Yes, I'm done with this fucking video. Oh my god!
He's obviously lying.
It's the same. Like he does the same.
For the Rekieta segment. Oh, the bonus bearing is now dunking.
Oh yeah. Watch a second of this. A front of the show bearing here. Watch this.
He's wrong with Nick Rekieta.
Base.
Jesus Christ. Remember Nick Rekieta?
Yes, of course I do.
So bearing here tells. I'll sum it up. You should watch it on his channel on bearing. But he starts telling fucking Sugar Tits, his wife here, about drinking. Sugar Tits. Yeah, Sugar Tits.
Oh, okay.
Fucking about the cum drinking.
So we did a couple of videos on Nick Rekieta.
This video was very funny and like.
So since then, the trial has happened. He pled.
He goes over everything. Like it's very thorough, and the entire time, imagine it's her discovering this for the first time, and it's cute. Look, he even has this shit.
Her today as I'm gonna get tickets to Hackamania. So they've got
Steel
cum
meter timeline. So
okay.